what the FIFA has suggested, if this season will be, continued at some point in the summer, for example, that the transfer window, that the start of the transfer window will also be pushed back. Hello there guys, and welcome back to Blues Fans TV for basically another info update video during this difficult time. And I do hope all of you guys are staying safe, because that is very important, and the more of us that are staying safe, the quicker all of this will be over. So let's do that, and let's hope nothing bad goes on and this can all be over as soon as possible. But very interesting news has come out tonight for me, yesterday for you, because the FIFA have released a statement of more so proposals and suggestions and ideas rather than final rulings, but basically proposals how to deal with this current situation within football. Of course, there is much bigger problems going on in the world than football right now. But, within football, how to deal with certain situations. Contract expiries, contract commencements, player payments, and also the transfer window. I'm going to focus mainly on the contract expiring and commencing, and the transfer window. They did of course also talk about players being paid and stuff. I'm sure all of you have heard how Liverpool, for example, not for their playing staff, for their players, but for the non-playing staff, they have put them initially, intended to put them on furlough, basically have them be paid by government, money, if you will, have now retracted that. Thankfully, because all the Premier League clubs have more than plenty of money to pay all of their staff and don't have to waste money, government money, when it's much more needed in other places. As far as I'm aware, Tottenham are still on that. I guess with the whole stadium being in debt and stuff, they might have a bit more of an excuse, but still don't think they should be doing it either, in all honesty. But at least Liverpool retracted that action because it was quite frankly ridiculous. But I'm not going to focus all too much on that, because it is not this channel is not about politics, and I'm certainly everything but an expert on the whole situation. So let's not talk about that too much. But I do know a thing or two about football, and also I can just read FIFA statements. So let's talk about their proposal basically about the contract situations, because of course contracts usually end at the end of the season, but the end of the season is now possibly going to be at another point, but there's still a date always to when a contract expires. Best examples at Chelsea being Willian and Pedro. Their contracts are meant to expire at the end of the season, whether it's the end of May or end of June or whenever their contract officially expire. But the FIFA basically suggested that if the seasons do end up being continued later on in the year, possibly in July, August, whenever, that basically their contracts will automatically be extended to, still be valid during that time. So, for example, Willian and Pedro, if we do end up continuing the Premier League at some point later in the summer, and it's after their contracts would have initially expired, they will still be extended and they will still be allowed to play for us, which, is good, which I guess is good. But it also, affects us in the other way around, basically, in the case of Ziyech. Of course, we've already signed him for the next season. But now, his contract probably officially starts on July 1st. But if the season isn't even finished yet, his contract with Ajax, even though it wasn't running out, but still, I guess just his contract with us will commence later. It will only commence between, the end of this season, the official end of this season, and the start of next season. That's when it will commence. So, it's not like if we finish the Premier League at some point in July and August or whatever, that we can use Ziyech then. Of course, most people would have assumed that. I would have assumed that, but, the FIFA have suggested that, and I do strongly assume that will just, the leagues and stuff will just go with that, because it just makes sense, really. So it does affect Chelsea in that way. It's good, at the end of the day, no one really knows if the leagues are going to be continued at some point in Belgium. They have officially declared the season void already, or not even void. They've just ended it, and they've already crowned their champion. But they've got a very different league system. Of as far as I'm aware, 16 teams, and everyone plays each other twice. And then they have like a playoff system after that. And there was only one game remaining in the initial league system. So it was kind of much easier for them to just declare a champion, because there isn't like 10 or 9 games left, or 8 games like in the Premier League. There was only one real game left, and the other bit you can't just scrap. You can't just, go, everyone plays each other twice. And they don't have the playoff bit, because that's just because they don't have enough teams. But all the other leagues for the moment, only been postponed indefinitely. Some still have a set date for when they are meant to return, which 99% of them are not going to stick to, but most of them are just suspended indefinitely until the situation, clears up and, they're able to continue playing, basically. But yeah, who really knows whether that's going to happen, whether we're going to finish playing at some point or not. But that will also affect the transfer window. According to I say according to the FIFA, they suggested that it probably should, because it just makes more sense. Because usually the summer transfer window, always takes place between the end of the last season and before the start of the next season. Of course, it also just goes into the next season as well. Again, this year in the Premier League as well, rather than the Premier League stopping almost a month before the rest of Europe, which was a little bit of a silly move. It'd be brilliant if everyone did it, but just the Premier League doing it was just biting ourselves in the butt. Really, that was not very smart by the Premier League, in my opinion. I guess they were hoping for the other teams, other leagues, to pull with them in that direction, because it would have been a bit better for everybody, really. Yeah, so basically what the FIFA has suggested, if this season will be, continued at some point in the summer, for example, that the start of the transfer window will also be pushed back, which is one of the reasons why I personally haven't really spoken about transfer rumours that much, especially recently, about Sancho, about Werner, about whoever else there was so much talk about. Coutinho, of course, there was rumours about that now, and I've not really spoken about that so much, whether it's on my Twitter, check that out by the way, and also I will tweet out, or will just retweet the official FIFA statement, on my Twitter, so check it out, it's Laus1507 on Twitter. Like I said, the link to it is down in the description, so if you want to read the whole statement which I'm talking about yourself, you can do that over there, and drop me a cheeky follow, that'd be massively appreciated. But like I said, I haven't really spoken about transfers on my channel, to which the link is also down in the description, on Twitter, or on here even. Because who really knows if and when the transfer window is going to take place? It will take place eventually in some sort of capacity, but who knows when? I very much doubt it's going to just be from July 1st or June 1st, whichever it starts, different in every major league really, until August 31st. I very much doubt that's going to be the time frame. Like I said, I very much doubt, and the FIFA have suggested, they're basically going to be, willing and, just happy and, what's the word? Lenient in, if people want to push it back, they're going to be fine with that basically. And it makes sense, really. Are you really going to start making proper deals and focus all of your attention of all of the upper staff of the club, all of the board and stuff, on making transfers when the league is still going on and stuff? Maybe not. I mean, of course, scouting and stuff is going on, but proper negotiation between clubs and stuff, and between club and player, isn't really that much of a thing during a season. So, of course we did with Ziyech, but generally it isn't. So, it probably makes more sense if that's just pushed back. So who knows when that then will be? It's nothing the FIFA know, it's nothing that any of the leagues know, it's nothing even any of the governments know at this point, because who knows how, the whole situation is going to evolve, around the world, really. But when we talk about football, mostly in Europe, which of course is going to be very interesting. Personally, I think it would be good, like I said, if the transfer window would just be pushed on. Let's not make things very important right now that aren't that important. If we can finish the leagues at some point, good. I mean, I wouldn't mind if they just declared a void. Liverpool wouldn't win the league. We'd still win the Champions League, whether it's by being fourth, or whether it's by last season standings, or whether it's by being the current Europa League winners. We'll be in the Champions League, so that's good for us in that sense. But if we do finish it at some point, good. Quite funny if Liverpool bottled it, but good, do that. But let's not throw everything, in the absolute dryer, and just throw everything in the bin and just go all over the shop. And transfer windows at the same time is 10 Premier League games a day, and all under quarantine circumstances, and all of the teams are going to go into quarantine camp for 2 weeks or whatever, and try to get ready and fit and stuff. And then play behind closed doors and only one stadium or whatever, and play all of the games within a few days or a few weeks and stuff. Let's not do anything crazy like that for the time being. If the situation allows that in a month, in 2 months or whatever, do that, because we all want football back, whether it's with fans in the ground. It's still better to watch it without fans in the stadium than not watch it at all. I think all of us can agree on that, especially me living not in England, so I wouldn't be as much affected as someone that would actually go to every Stamford Bridge game or every away game. Otherwise, but still, it would be better to at least have football back, because I think all of us miss it badly. But yeah, that was basically the latest news on what FIFA had to say. Leave me your thoughts on the whole situation down in the comment section below. What do you think? Is it good that the contracts will, be valid longer, and the other contracts, for example, Hakim Ziyech, will only commence later, and that quite possibly a transfer window will be pushed back if the seasons across Europe and the world aren't declared void and aren't officially finished. If they do still go on and are finished at some point later on in the year, that the transfer window will just be pushed back to just open and start after all of the seasons are finished, basically. Leave me your thoughts on that. I do hope you guys did enjoy the video. Like I said, I do hope all of you guys are staying safe. Do subscribe to Blues Fans TV if you haven't already. Forgot to say that at the beginning, actually. Silly of me, but don't forget to subscribe to Blues Fans TV. That'd be massively appreciated. We're still on the road to 100,000 subscribers, so you know every subscriber counts. Please do subscribe. That'd be massively appreciated. Drop a like if you enjoyed this video. Like I said, leave me your thoughts on everything that I mentioned that in the comment section below. But yeah, I'm gonna leave it here. Thank you guys for watching. Up the Chelsea, and I'll see you when I see you.